Hi, guys, and welcome to the first episode of the Football Experience podcast. I'll be your host today, and your co hosts here are Javen and Jed. So, we've just had the Euros tournament's first matches for each nation played. So, what did you guys think of it so far then? What would you start with you, Javen?
Well, if we're starting with Group A, with the way the tournament started on Friday, Scotland v Germany. As you guys know, I favour Scotland being born there. And I was very disappointed. Don't get me wrong, was never expecting much of a result against Germany. I actually feel like they are favourites. They are
Yeah.
definitely in the top three out of teams that could win the whole thing. So to be honest, my hopes were never high for the game, but
Yeah.
the way in which Scotland lost, I think, was the most disheartening thing about it. It was a
Yeah.
pitiful performance, considering Scotland have been good, by Scottish standards, in recent times. I hope we see more of what they can do in the coming games. There's definitely more that they can offer. I
Yeah.
definitely believe that. But Germany definitely up there in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, myself as well. I didn't really sort of know what Germany were going to be like coming into the tournament because last year, the last World Cup, they went out in the group stages, didn't they? So I was in two minds whether to sort of think, are they going to do, really well, or are they going to sort of struggle? But their team sort of, the new talent coming through is definitely sort of, prove that they're up there still with like the best in Europe at the minute. But there we go, awesome. Jed, what about yourself? What have you made of the game so far?
Well, yeah, I'll start with Group A as well. Germany, obviously, I think they are the third or fourth favourites to win it. I think the odds were 5-1. England
Mhm.
and France are only the better with 4-1 odds.
Yeah,
But Germany are just a fantastic team, and Scotland were keen to like cause an upset, but everyone knew it would be the Germans winning unless if the Germans would have slipped up and even gone to a draw, they'd have been under the microscope then. But they got the win they needed, and Scotland, unfortunately, Ryan Porteous getting sent off really scuppered any chances with that horrific tackle.
I know.
But yeah, Scotland got a
They,
goal there. So I think they've got more to offer in the rest of the group, I think. And if you think there's a few third place teams that can go through now, so
yeah,
just one win could put people through. So Scotland still have plenty to play for in that group of Hungary and Switzerland as well, because they're not powerhouses, but definitely beatable by Scotland.
yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to that for Group A. It's going to be interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Scotland were just dominated from sort of the get-go, really. But I do think they're one of those teams that, will sort of knuckle down and sort of, perform even better in the next game just because of obviously the result that happened against Germany. But it's a kind of a tough group, really.
I
Uh,
was going to say, having said that, Switzerland are quite.
mm, yeah,
I think if Scotland are going to have any good result in this group, it's probably going to be against Hungary. So you're right. I think it might be hoping for a third place finish and see where that leads. A bit
absolutely.
pessimistic, but I just think
Although,
that's level Scotland are at.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'd say they could.
Go on, Jed, sorry.
Sorry, I reckon that they'll get a result against Hungary or Switzerland. I believe that Hungary I thought would do better. Switzerland have impressed me actually, but
Yeah,
I do think Scotland have a big chance of
yeah.
getting through. So
Although,
just hope, yeah.
I know. I mean, I'm looking at the groups at the minute, but what I can see is that Group A only two can go through because it's Group A two can go through, Group B three can go through. The same with C and D by the looks of it, unless that's on yours.
Whoever, whatever third place team is the best at that point. So at the moment, as it stands, just the top for Group A, but that's after one game
Yeah.
each. So
Okay.
Well,
after
Scotland
three,
has already had quite a negative goal difference, so
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, they need to score it back a bit. But so have Hungary. They conceded three against Switzerland.
yeah.
Um, they played well, but every team's got a goal, even though it's got their own goal for Scotland. But it's everything to play for. What about Group B now? Should we move on from the Scots? Even though
Yeah.
they
Well,
are a
we'll
good
talk
talk.
about
But
I know. We'll talk about Group B then. So we've obviously got Spain, Italy, Albania as well, which I think, I think shocked everybody when they sort of went 1-0 up in like 20 seconds. I just turned the game on. I know. It was
It was a good
absolutely
finish as
insane.
well.
No, it was really, really good, wasn't it? Sort of near post, sort of top of the roof of the net.
Yeah.
But I literally just turned the game on, and they were celebrating, and I was just like, "What?" I couldn't believe my eyes. But I mean, again, they performed quite well, to be honest. Even though they end up getting, not any no points out of that game, they still definitely performed a lot better than I think pretty much anyone was expecting them to.
The
But
spirited
yeah,
performance.
Do you want to know their
absolutely.
Albanians of winning the whole thing?
What the odds?
Yeah, they've got the worst, which is 1,500 to 1.
You don't have to put a quid on there, wouldn't you?
I mean, Scotland's 500 to 1. So
Yeah, but I think they're the
500,000 to 1.
500,000.
no, that's what's the other team? That's Georgia, 1,000 to 1.
Georgia. They're the second lowest, I think, aren't they, Albania, after Georgia, if I'm not mistaken, or they're down there anyway with the sort of the lowest teams. But I think Spain's performance as well. I mean, I don't know
Wow.
which one of you's watched that game, but that was a really, really good game. That was
I have
very,
to
very good game.
confess, I haven't even seen highlights of that game.
Have you seen highlights? You need to.
They were really
I heard
Really,
Yamal
really
was
good.
very good.
Yeah, Yamal is absolutely, is performing really, really well considering this is sort of his first international tournament.
So
He's
would you put Spain up there with the favourites or not quite?
Definitely,
yeah, definitely.
they're like fifth favourite.
I'd definitely put Spain up there 100%. They've got
They did rip Croatia apart in the first half, and Croatia like one of the better teams as well. So I feel like they're a dark horse.
Yeah, the problem with Croatia is though their team's quite old now. They've got a lot of experience, but their team is very experienced. It's quite old. Modric, of course, is still a very, very good player, nevertheless. But I think against Spain and Italy, I mean Albania did again, perform well. I mean, who knows what their second game is going to be like, but yeah, I do think when I watched Spain, that game was really, really good. Like I say, Yamal, and you said it just a second ago, Javen, like he was just up and down that wing, like terrorizing the right back for the whole match, basically. So they're definitely a team to look out for, 100%. But Italy as well, they're quite we'll talk about Italy as well a little bit. How do you think their tournament may go as well? What would you guys say about them?
Like other big teams or bigger countries in the tournament,
Yeah,
they've scraped a win there, haven't they? It's like they've got the result, but not convincingly. But you could say that for we're going to talk about the other groups, aren't we?
For Belgium.
But there's quite a few countries that have done that, so it's hard to judge Italy too harshly, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
I don't think they'll win it. They definitely won't win it again. Then they haven't got that solid defense core of Kylian and Bonucci anymore. But I mean, they've got a chat. I think they'll get to the knockouts quite comfortably. Spain and Croatia, not Croatia. Sorry, Croatia. I thought might go through, but definitely not now. They got thumped by Spain. But yeah, Italy go through. And I was going to say also, back to Group A, I think Scotland will come third, but they might be able to get out of the group. The new rule, 4-3 third place teams go through. So.
And I watched the Switzerland-Hungary game as well, and Hungary just looked absolutely terrible for most of the game. They were just sort of lackluster, almost like they just didn't know what to do. They sort of relied on Slovashai, however you pronounce his name. They relied on him quite a lot throughout the match. And I think obviously, him being that sort of key player playing for Liverpool, there's a lot of expectation for him in the tournament. I think he will either sink or shine in this tournament, really, because we've seen a bit of him in the Prem. Obviously, we won't go too much into the Prem, but seen a little bit about him in the Prem, and he does look like he's got good qualities there. But I mean, we'll just have to sort of see like how Hungary's next game pans out, really, against Scotland, isn't it? The next game tomorrow, so yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on for that game for sure. Right, then we'll talk about Group C. Obviously, we've got England in there, we've got Denmark, Slovenia, Serbia. what would you say about England's, or we'll start with England. What would you say about their performance against Serbia? We'll start with you, Javen, if you want.
No, let Jed start. He's English.
Go on, Jed.
Yeah, you started on Scotland. Well, I thought you can't really not talk about Jude Bellingham because I have rated him, but he is absolutely world class the way he played. He didn't really do anything wrong, and his goal was fantastic as well. Threw himself into it, but the England's problem really is having too much quality in the same position. So having that number 10, because like Foden was way out of position at the left wing.
Yeah, definitely.
Not in a preferred role, but I think it's working for him at the moment. Not perfectly yet, but I think Southgate needs to bring the subs on earlier.
Definitely.
Utilise his whole squad. But yeah, it's last tournament, that's how they got to the final. 1-0 and scraping out results, being solid defensively. And then,
No, I agree with you there as well. Absolutely, definitely. What about yourself, Javen? What did you think?
I think it was disappointing from England. Frustrating, in my opinion, that they got the 3 points, got the win. But that is thanks to the class of Jude Bellingham. He's a very, very impressive player. I think with Jude Bellingham, he just adds that, despite how young he is, he adds a lot of maturity and composure to the game. You feel like everyone feeds off that confidence around him. He's definitely going to play a massive role in England's chances of winning the tournament. But yeah, overall, it was a lackluster performance, a bit of a unconvincing way to win it. But how much of that is the players and how much of that is the manager?
Yeah.
Time will tell, I guess.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like you say, it's sort of like what tactics Southgate's actually given the team themselves. And I think we've seen it, through a few tournaments now where we go 1-0 up, for example, and then we just sort of sit back and just hope for the best, hope that the other team doesn't score, and we just happily sort of defend, even though a 1-0 lead is nothing to really, shout about. But I don't know, I feel like Serbia were one of those teams, like, you guys will have seen it as well in the game, where they almost match the physicality of English football. They're a very physical team. Both centre backs are like 6'5" and over. And
a lot of teams are,
and that's part and parcel of the reason, really, why Harry Kane didn't really perform as well. I think he was bodied off the ball. He was pressed. It was a very physical game for him, and we've never really sort of seen Harry Kane just disappear in a match really before. It's almost like he wasn't there. The same goes for Foden as well. He was bodied off the ball quite a lot of times, and it's just generally sort of good defending really from Serbia. Obviously, except for the goal.
Yeah, they were good at frustrating England. So credit to Serbia for that, but they didn't even get a point out of it, did they? So it wasn't enough, really, even despite having Scotland team. I thought Mitrovic might do something because of the form he's been in for Al Hilal in Saudi Arabia, because he's been banging in the goals over there, hasn't he? But
he nearly did.
That didn't translate into the England game.
He nearly scored. Mitrovic headed it, or Vlahovic?
Yeah, well, both of them actually. So Vlahovic had a shot from outside the box on his left.
Yeah, that was,
which was a decent shot. It was a very, very good save as well. And then you had the effort from Mitrovic, who just went wide, just to the right of the post there. But again, it's kind of a dangerous game that England are playing, really. Like you say, we've got the quality there, but do I think that Southgate has the capacity to get the best out of the team? Absolutely not. No chance. But I think it's down to the quality of the players that gets us through this tournament. A lot of times, like you said about Bellingham, like just being in the right place at the right time, he's almost just a magician on the ball. He makes it look effortless. But I don't think that Southgate has utilised or is utilising the players. Like, for example, Palmer didn't even get a single minute on the pitch the other day, and I feel like he could have added, it's a bit more physical than Foden's, about 6'1", 6'2". He'd have added a bit more physicality to that team, and we could have perhaps even got a few more extra goals if we had someone like him playing.
I think one of
Yeah,
the TV pundits put it quite well when he said that one of the biggest things working in England's favour is how many of those players play under top quality managers in the Premier
yeah.
League.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
likes of Pep Guardiola, Mikel Arteta, and things like
Yeah,
that. So they are well-disciplined players who know how to play at their best.
yeah,
So the hope would be that they can make something happen despite who's in charge. But
yeah.
as I said, we'll see what happens.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Couldn't
I
agree
think
more.
feel like
I've, it's only fair to mention the Denmark-Slovenia game.
Yeah,
Denmark were unlucky not to get more out of that, I thought.
yeah,
yeah, Christian Eriksen scored a banger. He
yeah. That's a very
smashed
good
it.
goal.
Yeah,
He missed one or two opportunities in the game, but nevertheless, they got the draw out of that game anyway. But again, it was it was a good game. Some parts it was a bit, but I feel like the rest of the game was quite sort of end to end. Denmark's passing was also very good. They could string a few passes together where it felt like Slovenia just lost the ball really easily. But yeah, again, Denmark, one of those teams, kind of like Serbia in a way where they're quite a physical team. They're not, scared to get into a challenge. So I think Serbia, Slovenia, and Denmark are all very similar teams for
very
England.
physical, yeah.
So I do think perhaps, England could, s- perhaps not struggle too much. Maybe, I can see us getting a few more wins, but I can definitely see it being maybe like another sort of lackluster, 1-0, sort of maybe 2-1 or sort of, results.
Yeah.
But I don't
I'm
know. It's a
I'm
tough
going to
group, really.
I'm going to make a prediction that Denmark will beat England, but England will beat Slovenia.
Have you seen
We'll have
that
to wait and
Šeško
see.
for Slovenia?
Who
The
was that? Sorry,
striker,
Jed?
Šeško. He
Yeah,
plays for Red Bull Leipzig. He's fantastic at
yeah.
shooting.
Very, very
And
good player.
his stat, I saw a Bundesliga compilation, all
Mm,
his shots in the season, and his
yeah,
conversion rate is crazy. And
yeah,
like he should have scored like pretty much every other shot.
yeah,
He's got a great shot on him. So England need to be careful and
yeah.
and
That's what I mean. Yeah, no, exactly. We can't be sort of. I feel like with England at times in the Serbia game, they went, they were actively pressing the goal from either side. They're passing it around the back line, getting it down the sides to Saka. It wasn't really working down Foden's side, but yeah, it's going to be a tough few games for them. But I feel like we just need to see England just go all out, and we've got the quality there and the talent just to go all out and just attack for at least 20-30 minutes of a half, because I can see us getting a few goals. Sorry, if we to do something like that. Absolutely. Right, then we'll talk about Group D. You've got Netherlands, France, Poland, Austria. Very,
I
very
really, sorry, I
It's
really
okay.
enjoyed the Poland's Netherlands game. I thought was really entertaining, and especially
Yeah,
the way that they won it at the end. There was a lot of excitement about that.
yeah.
And I personally was happy because Weghorst scored the winner, and I really like him as a player. He might not be the most proficient striker in front of goal, but I just love his attitudes. I love the way he carries himself, and yeah, I was
Yeah,
happy to see him get the winner for Holland.
It was a nice
absolutely.
finish as well. Proper poacher's finish.
I
Really.
know. He's he's a big guy. I think he's about 6'5", 6'6". He's not had the best of days. For the last few sort of seasons, really, sort of going around here, there, and everywhere. Burnley, he was in at United, I think, on loan as well, and then I can't remember exactly where he plays now. I think he's actually still under contract at Burnley. I think he's on loan somewhere, and I can't remember exactly the name of the team that he's at. But he's one of those players for the Netherlands that when he comes onto the pitch, he's one of those players. He's a big guy. He's got a big presence about him, and he's one of those players that you just bring on because he's going to do something in the game, and he obviously showed that when they played a few days ago. So it's that group's going to be a tricky one. Obviously, you've got France now, who's lost Mbappe due to a broken nose, and I saw something the other day. I've shared it to you guys earlier. He's going to miss the group game, sorry, and we'll join back in the round of 16. So I don't know. Do you think that's going to sort of
They
like
get there.
affect? I know. Do you think that's going to affect France at all? Maybe having him not in the starting lineup for the next couple of games. What would you say, Javen? For you first.
I think France is still very strong.
Yeah.
They've got the depth in their squads. They've got a real attacking threat with or without Mbappe. Yes, it's a loss not to have Mbappe because he's one of the best players in the world. There's very few that can match him for, pace and threat in front of goal. But
Yeah.
still, you've got players that know how to make a difference in the final third for France. So they should still be able to perform and they should get out of their group. I don't think they have to worry too much, but they will want Mbappe back in time for like the knockout stages, I would think.
Absolutely. Obviously, like you say, in the game the other day, yesterday, wasn't it actually? He didn't he had a massive miss that he missed one-on-one with the goalkeeper pretty much. The speed of him is just a joke. It's like he's almost in 2 times speed compared to everyone else. But yeah, Kante was great. I don't know, that France game, Kante, I mean, what a player, is I think 32, 33 still. And he made it look effortless. He's not a big guy by any means. I think he's only about 5'6", but it's one of those players who just runs around the pitch like a maniac for 90 minutes. And just puts in a shift every single time, no matter what the game is. He plays 100%. And like I say, it's like a speed demon running around the pitch. Is incredible player, really, really good. One of the best CDM performances I've seen in the Euros for a very long time. Absolutely, really, really good player. But yeah, adding to your point there, Javen, as well. Like, I don't really see Mbappe's loss being that great for them. You've got Giroud, who's their all-time top goal scorer, who came on for him when he broke his nose. Giroud's one of those sort of players who can, again, change a game by just coming onto the pitch. Had a fantastic season as well for AC Milan. So, like you say, I don't really think it's going to make too much of a difference not having him. Again, like you say, it's a loss, but it's nothing that France can't deal with. Their team is stacked. They'd probably get through the group stages with their B team, to be honest. But there we go.
I don't know. With Poland and Netherlands, well, especially Netherlands, will give them a challenge.
Yeah.
I don't know if France will beat Netherlands, but Poland are also a tricky team. With that Adam Butcher that scored, he's been playing. I've seen him in the MLS a bit, and he's not as good as Lewandowski, obviously, but Poland have a lot of good players. Like you've got Zielinski, Zalewski, and yeah, there's no easy game in this Euros. Like every team has shown they've got something to give, some quality, and that's
every team.
Yeah,
no, exactly. Every single team has turned up pretty much, or at least nearly scored a goal against, a big team, for example, as well.
It feels like it does feel like the underdog countries, the ones that aren't favorites. They're putting in very disciplined team performances.
Yeah.
And as I said, they're frustrating some of the bigger countries. So,
and on that note, let's go to the next group.
I know. I mean, you've got Group E, which is Romania, Slovakia, Belgium, Ukraine. I mean, man. Belgium. I don't even know what to say about Belgium. They're one of those. Aren't they? If I'm not mistaken, they're like top 5 in the standings of the world. I think they're like second.
I don't know how, because they never do anything.
I know.
They're not even top 5 favourites to win the thing, which is fair.
Belgium, I can't believe how long Belgium have been a team like this, where they've got so many. They have got genuinely world-class players, and they just don't gel. Any tournament they play in, any manager they have, there's just something off about them, and they just don't work together.
Well, they do in friendlies and in qualifying. They absolutely destroy everyone. But when it comes to tournament, apart from when they got the semis, it was in the World Cup a few years ago. They look like they would win, but they're all getting old now.
Yeah.
Apart from Doku and Bakayoko, some young wingers that are playing. Most of
Apenda's quite
the
good as well.
Yeah, especially their defense is not the
Hmm.
best.
No.
I mean, Vertonghen was on the bench, but he's getting on a bit now as well. Even though he's still there.
This will be his last tournament, I can imagine. But I've just looked now. Belgium are third in the FIFA World Rankings. You've got Argentina first, France second, and Belgium third, and then England
Crazy.
fourth, and Brazil fifth. I mean, so that means in Europe they're the second best team ranked in Europe, and yeah, I mean, obviously they were very unfortunate in that game
Well, I was
the
going to
other day,
say,
but
about Slovakia, do you think, fair play that they were good, or do you think that
They are a good team. Yeah,
they were lucky more than they were good?
I don't know. I still feel like they perform well.
it
But
was solid.
again, the thing is, again, it comes down to the quality of the players that they're playing. You've got De Bruyne sitting in the midfield. That alone, as a striker being fed passes and crosses by De Bruyne is like an absolute dream, because
Yeah,
no matter where you are on the pitch, he's going to find you no matter where you are. So you just have to be in the right positions. But there's something about the team, like
Lukaku
you say.
was.
Yeah, Lukaku obviously had, was it like 2 disallowed
So,
goals or something? He missed a one-on-one, early on in the game, and he's the team. It's one of those teams that I actually feel pain watching them play, because they've got such quality, but they just they don't gel together at all. Like you said,
yeah,
Javen, a
it's been
minute ago.
a cohesive
So
unit.
yeah,
I think the man of the match was Lobotka at the
yeah,
midfield, and he kind of shut De Bruyne and Tielemans.
yeah,
Their midfield was stronger and winning more things,
yeah,
even though Belgium's back was very good.
yeah.
They couldn't finish. It was very
Absolutely.
hard. The handball was very harsh as well.
Mm,
He didn't
no,
intend to
it,
control him.
it it was like, I mean, it was that fast that it happened. You had to slow it down to even be able to sort of see it in the first place. Because during the flow of natural, just the gameplay, I had no idea it was handball. And then I was just like, fair enough, they've scored. And then next thing you know, it's brought back for a free kick because it was a handball, so it's disallowed. So just a crazy, crazy game for Belgium. They've lost out big time there on some crucial points. And we'll just obviously have to sort of see how they do in their sort of next few games and see how well they sort of gel together. Hopefully they, of course, for them, gel together a little bit more as the sort of the matches go on. Finally, we've got Group F. Obviously, we just had Portugal versus.
No,
No.
We missed
Oh,
Romania.
of course we did. Yeah, sorry, of
not
course.
just Romania.
I know we did actually.
Well,
The surprise.
two of the best goals in the tournament, and
I know, I forgot about that actually. Sorry about that. But yeah, Romania. What were your views on that game then? Obviously, Romania were a massive surprise to absolutely everybody. But yeah, what were your guys' thoughts on that game then?
who's dying?
Go on, Javen, you can start.
Well, yeah.
Or Jed.
Go on, Jed.
All right. Well, I was going to say I was watching Ukraine qualify in the friendlies. They were so impressive. Their attack was like they're ripping through people, and I was like, wow, Ukraine could be one of the better teams in the tournament with their attack, like Sigankov and Dolphbeck and all them. But Romania, as you said, like being a cohesive unit as a team, I really underrated them because they just came out of the box and destroyed them. Because yeah, I knew Stanchu and Marin were good players, but yeah, they really impressed me, and Ukraine were really disappointing. So
No, I agree. I'd absolutely agree with that. Absolutely, yeah. Javen, what were your sort of thoughts on that game as well?
Right, not the most glamorous fixture, is it? Romania versus
No.
Ukraine, compared to the likes of, France and Germany and things like that. But boy, oh boy, was it an entertaining game, even though it's 3-0. And, it's an early afternoon game. You think, okay, this is just, one of those games it's probably going to be a 0-0 or something low scoring, whatever. But Romania they played with so much heart and so
Yeah.
much passion, and like it seemed to mean so much to them. And you see like the reaction of the players and the fans and the way they all celebrate together at the end, and that it seemed to mean a huge amount to them. And
Yeah.
the manner in which they did it, because Romania have been struggling to score goals, if I'm right in thinking so. So to have a game like that will have done wonders for their confidence, and it'll be really nice if it'll be really good to see if they can keep that going. I mean, could you imagine the scenes of Romania beat Belgium?
I know.
That would be a cracking game. That would to witness. So yeah,
I think
But
if Romania were to beat Belgium, I don't think Belgium should ever join another tournament again. But again, it comes down to that passion, doesn't it? You know, the teams have just brought their A game. No matter, I say not all of them, but I'd say 95% of the teams that I've seen anyway play across these first few games, they've all just turned up. A lot of them, like I say, 95%. You've got the odd one or two teams, but the majority of them, they play just incredible. Like considering, like you say, Romania. No, who would the thought alone about Romania and Ukraine nearly put me to sleep.
I
But
know.
the game was incredible.
But again, that game, along with others in this tournament, is another example of that. There's been quite a few goals that have been scored from outside the box,
Yeah,
some long range efforts where players have felt confident enough to just give it a go, actually take a shot on goal, see what happens, and it's resulted in some great goals. And it reminds you that you don't always have to walk it into the net, do you?
slam it.
Yeah,
I know.
sometimes you get the ball at your feet, you create a bit of space, and you can make something happen. And any team, any country can do that in the right circumstance. And Romania definitely capitalized on their
So,
opportunities.
so I just fact checked because what you said, Javen, about that the win meant so much to them because it was their first Euros win in 24 years. So I think it
Wow.
was the 80s or 90, early 90s
Yeah.
was their last win in the European Championships. So that's why one of the reasons why it meant so much to them. But yeah, it was good. It was good for them to get a win.
I'd love to see them do well in the tournament. I'd love to
Yeah.
see them through the group stages at the very least. That'd be a great football story. That would.
Well, the good thing
Shake.
is about the 3 points that they've got. Obviously, it's not just the 3 points, as we sort of mentioned before. It's the goals they've scored as well. You know, they're up there with only, I think it is, how many teams is it? There's a few teams, maybe 4 or 5 teams that have scored 3 or more goals this first round of the Euros. And so those 3 goals alone, and the fact they haven't conceded any in that Ukraine game either, means that, you know, even if they do somewhat and maybe a little bit lackluster in a few other games up and coming, they've got the 3 points, they've got the goals for at least. So just hopefully for them, they can sort of continue that run maybe as well. I can see them maybe getting maybe a few, a point maybe out of the Slovakia game. But yeah, we'll have to just sort of wait and see for that those fixtures to come around. Right, we'll move on then to the final group, Group F. I got a bit ahead of myself earlier, just skipped over Romania. But yeah, we'll
Really?
talk about Group F then. Obviously, we just had the Portugal game literally a few hours ago. And then obviously we had Czech and Georgia play earlier as well. So what did you guys think about those fixtures?
I didn't watch the Turkey-Georgia game, so I can't really pass comment on that. Sorry.
I'll comment
That's
on
all
that
right.
in a because I predicted both group games to end 2-1. And Turkey were winning 2-1 until the 90th minute. I was like, yes, my bet's coming in. I didn't bet on it. But they scored a goal in the last second. But Georgia were quite unlucky not to get a result there.
Yeah.
The Turkey goal, like the Arda Güler goal, was fantastic.
Ah,
Definitely
what a
watch
goal.
that because that's one of the goals of the tournament as well. That's better than both the Romania ones. It's
Absolutely.
wicked top bins. And yeah, there was good goals in that both the games. Well, maybe not the Portugal game, but yeah,
Yeah.
Turkey Georgia was a great game. I was listening to it the first half as well.
Yeah. It was a really, really good game. It's actually a lot better than I was even thinking it was going to be. But I mean, you know, that last minute 3-1 obviously ruined your prediction, Jed. I can't remember what I predicted for that game,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, I don't even know what I predicted for that game. I can't remember. But it was just a very good game, nevertheless. Obviously, Portugal just played a few hours ago, as you mentioned. I feel like Portugal were very unlucky to not have scored maybe a few more. Ronaldo could have scored if he was onside about 3 goals himself and had placed the goals a little bit better.
And if you
But
could run,
yeah, I know if he could run
It was
anymore.
an old man.
I know, but he's one of those players that you can't risk taking him out of the team because he's just one of those players that can,
he's still
turn,
got a,
shoot.
he's still got a lot to offer. He's just
Yeah.
isn't the player he was.
No.
One of the greatest players in the world. He's still obviously going to be good. Class is permanent and all that, but
Yeah.
he's just not as quick and as sharp as he was, and that's just part of him being,
No.
a 39-year-old at the Euros. So it's
I
just
know.
amazing that he's there full stop, to be fair. But um, yeah, I still think he had a positive influence on the team, but ultimately it wasn't his goals that won it. But it was a good overall team performance that got them over the line, I think. Them
Absolutely.
being them maintaining their dominance even
Mm,
after the Czech Republic went ahead, because they could have just capitulated after that and just thought, got all deflated
yeah.
because all their hard work had kind of been for nothing. But
Yeah.
no, they just kept on going, kept on going. They almost like they just kept prodding, thinking, sooner or later we're gonna get through. Sooner or later something's gonna happen in our favor, and sure enough, it did. So
No, absolutely. I mean, Rafael Leao himself was, up until he was taken off, was running up and down that wing
Got booked
constantly.
as well.
I know he provided a few good opportunities for some goals. He put in a few good crosses. Obviously, got booked for diving, which is actually a really good shout from the referee as well. I think because we could see that on the replay, but I can imagine in real time from his position, it's a bit more tricky to, sort of gauge that. But he ended up making the, fair decision in the end. But yeah, it was like I say, it was a very, very good game, to come back from 1-0 down, and then getting that win in the end for Portugal. Obviously, a crucial 3 points there.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit about, obviously we talked about a little bit about decisions as well. What would you say your guys' viewpoint is on sort of VAR and the referees as a whole in sort of this tournament so far? Because that's a big sort of talking point.
It seems to be better than the Prem. That's mostly up to the semi-automatic offsides, and
Yeah,
so not all the decisions are going down to the wire, but the few VAR ones that have happened have been okay, and it hasn't taken ages to sort it out. So I think that's the way the Premier League needs to go, isn't it? Because a lot of people are getting irate with it, like pundits and commentators, and then obviously the fans. But yeah, so
it
it seems quite good.
yeah,
it has reminded me of the 2022 World Cup. Everybody was saying the same thing then. Oh, VAR seems to work so much snappier, so much quicker, so much simpler. They just make the decisions and get on with the game.
yeah,
It made it so much easier to just focus on the football and
hmm,
just enjoy the football. Whereas
yeah,
in the Premier League, it just sucks the joy out of it because it riles up the fans no end. They
yeah.
take an age over a decision that sometimes ends up being blatantly wrong somehow. So people have debated whether it's because of the technology or the people using the technology. But either way, something's clearly wrong with the way the Premier League are implementing it, because the Euros are running a lot smoother using similar VAR technology,
Yeah.
as did the FIFA World Cup. So if FIFA and UEFA are able to do it, then why can't the Premier
Mm.
League?
Yeah. I
Big question.
mean, I know, good questions, but obviously we've got that technology coming to the Premier League next season. And like you said, Javen, the thing about the Premier League was that it would, you're talking 3, 4, 5 minutes sometimes to make a decision. whether something was offside, and then was there a build-up or a foul in the build-up, and then they're checking that as well. And it ends up you almost get bored of watching the same sort of things happen game in and game out. And it happens too often. But I think that technology coming to the Premier League as a whole is a massive benefit. The offsides especially, no more, is it offside or not? We don't know. Having that decision made for you within 10 seconds is just a lot better than having to wait, and then that gets added on for extra time as well.
Offside should be a black and white decision.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
There's no reason why offside. I mean, there was a couple of times when VAR got offside wrong, like an actual decision last season, wasn't there? I think Liverpool Spurs game, something happened. Yeah. It was right at the beginning of the season, wasn't it? But it just goes to show, if you have an automated system that is fairly reliable. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's always going to be drama, and there's always going to be someone out there upset with a decision that's been made, but it would be an improvement just to have things flow better, to just get back to the game as soon as possible. That in itself will, I think, alleviate a lot of frustrations.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot to take out positive wise from the Euros, especially for the VAR. Absolutely. Like you said, it runs just 10 times as smooth. Read it today as well. Ronaldo was offside for a header. And then it was a rebound, and then it went in the back of the net. And within 10 seconds, we knew, we had the diagram up on the screen showing how it was offside, where it was offside from. And that was that. And you move on. So yeah, it was definitely a fantastic decision to have that brought into the Premier League for next season. So now, just before, as we're about to wrap up the podcast, Jed's going to do a little quiz to test our Euros knowledge. Over to you, Jed.
Okay, so simply, there's going to be 5 rounds. The first is group stages, then round of 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals, final, and they're progressively harder as we go through. So one's with different sub-mini games kind of thing. So first, the group stages. You both get 3 questions.
Okay.
And do you want to, or shall I ask you separate questions?
We can do separate questions if you want. I don't mind.
Okay, separate questions. Right. We'll go. Who wants to go first? Heads or tails? Okay, Josh is going first then. Right.
Oh dear. Go on then.
These are easy questions. They're based around this Euros.
My memory is horrendous, but there we go. Go on.
Who are the defending champions heading into Euro 24? Josh.
Italy.
Who won the Euros?
Yeah, sorry, no, I had to think about it then. Sorry, it was Italy.
Well done. So one. Okay, Javen, your question is: which Manchester United player who has 60 England caps was dropped from the named squad ahead of Euro 2024?
Marcus Rashford.
Correct. That's one for you as well. So, Josh, the opening match of Euro 2024 took place in which city?
Oh man. Okay, I'm going to assume it was Berlin, because it's the capital. So I'll go with Berlin as my. I can't remember off the top of my head. Was it Berlin?
Because it's wrong.
No, wait. No, it was Dortmund, wasn't it? It was
No,
it wasn't Dortmund's ground.
It wasn't Dortmund either. So it was Munich. So
what am I talking about?
That's 1-1.
So
can Javen take the lead with this one? So this is a question for you actually. Scotland qualified for Euro 24 back in 2023. But in their qualifying group, they had Cyprus, Georgia, and which other 2 countries? Can you name both of them?
No, I didn't watch the qualifying.
Who did Scotland beat in the qualifiers? It was quite famous. You should know both of them because they're good countries.
Pass. I'm sorry.
Famously.
I'm busy.
They beat Spain, who won the group, and also Norway.
They beat Spain?
Yeah.
That feels like such a long time ago.
Yeah, I can't believe you forgot that. So it's 1-1.
I do remember it, but dear me, I've slept since then. Yeah.
There we go. So you've got 1 point each. We're going to next question, Josh. So this is the first time that reunified Germany has been the solo host nation. The Euros were held in West Germany in which year? West Germany. This is a tough one. This is halfway through.
Oh my goodness. So when did they host the Euros last?
Yeah.
As when it was West Germany.
Before
Oh my goodness. Well, that's going to be in the 80s then, isn't it? Somewhere around there. 80s, 90s. It was 80, if I'm not mistaken, I heard this on, was it like 82 or something? I can't remember. I can't remember when it exactly was. I'm going to go with...
You're correct with 80s, but which one are you going to go with?
Actually, no, hang on a second. 84?
Is that your final answer?
Go on.
Nope, it's 88.
When was it?
So you were close though, bro. You're still both on 1 point. Oh, okay. So heading into Euro 24, Eduard Iordanescu is the manager of which side heading into this tournament? Who's he the manager of?
Could you repeat that name, please?
Eduard Iordanescu is the manager of which side?
Slovenia.
Oh, so close. It's the team that's really good. It's Romania.
I mean, it was a stab in the dark either way.
Point. Yeah, no, it's all right. It was difficult. Okay, here's one for Josh. Russia were banned from entering qualification. Who were the last country to be banned in this way?
South Korea. Sorry, North Korea. North Korea.
It was a good guess, but no, it was Yugoslavia.
What? Are you kidding? How am I supposed to have guessed that?
I didn't check all these disqualifications.
North Korea was a solid shout, by the way. North Korea's team in the 2010 World Cup. Oh, sorry, you said Euros.
6 questions
of
left.
Of course, it's a Euros. What am I doing?
Yeah. It's North Korea in the Euros.
Oh dear. Okay. Sorry, my mind just went blank. Never mind. Yeah.
It was a good guess. The maximum squad size, Javen, of the teams was increased for 2024. Teams can take a maximum of how many players? You should know this. So do you want the preliminary? It's 33 players, and then that got cut down to a certain number.
24.
Oh, so close. 26.
It's 26, yeah. Oh, it's devastating.
Tough questions. Okay. Josh, the official ball to be used for Euro 2024 features new VAR technology, which we were talking about before.
Yeah.
Which sport brand made the ball?
Ooh.
I knew this one as well. I didn't know the Yugoslavia one.
If I'm not mistaken, the Euros ball. Just imagine it.
I don't want to get too much.
Ball. Who made the Euros ball? Dear me, was it like? Right, the ones I've got in my head. You've got your obvious ones like Adidas, Nike, Puma. I actually don't know who made the ball. That's a really good question. I would maybe go. I'm going to go with Adidas.
Jave, do you know the answer?
No, I'm trying to look it up.
Okay.
Should have Googled it.
Stop Googling, guys.
It's not my question. I'm allowed to Google.
Yeah, it's Adidas.
Yeah.
Well, so Josh goes up 2-1. But can Jave push back with Cristiano Ronaldo is hoping for his 6th Euro finals tournament. Well, hoping he's in his 6th Euro finals tournament. Which Portugal teammate and Croatian player are both eyeing a 5th? So there's a Portuguese player and a Croatian that are both their 5th Euros.
Luka Modric and is it Pepe?
Correct. Nice one. He's got that one smashed. So it's 2-2. We're going to the tie break. And I've only got 5 questions left, so need to get one right. For the 2024, I could go. We start going back in time after. So, of the 10 cities hosting matches, Josh, at Euro 2024 in Germany, which of the cities is last alphabetically?
Oh, what kind of awful question is this? If Javen's question next is what colours a goalpost, I'm going to be very annoyed.
Think about it. Think about Bundesliga and think about
but it's which team, which cities are hosting the game is the.
You've watched every single game, Josh, so you know.
Yes, but I don't know the geographical location of each city.
No, you just know. Okay. Just alphabetically.
I would say alphabetically, the last one that I can think of would be Warsaw. But actually, no, sorry, that's Poland.
Warsaw.
Sorry, that's Poland. Sorry, what am I talking about? Never mind.
I thought you said Warsaw is in Great Britain, Warsaw.
Warsaw?
No,
what am I talking about? I'm just listen,
Wow.
I've just made a mockery of myself here. That's terrible. I would say
It's not that.
No, I know it's not that. That's not my final answer. I would then go with flipping heck.
This is the tiebreaker.
Just
Wait,
thought of
it
it.
would be Munich. It would be Munich, wouldn't it? Oh, that's my final answer. Wouldn't it be Munich?
Munich's M, so that's not quite very far. No. Javen, can you steal for the tiebreak?
Zagreb.
That's
No,
Croatia.
that's Croatia.
You're both wrong. Let's go on to the next question.
There's one. There's one beginning with Z.
What was the answer?
There's not a Z one. It's Stuttgart.
Ah,
It starts with an S, not a C.
yeah, you're right.
I thought there was a Z.
Anyway, good one, Jave. You should get this one. Wales narrowly missed out qualifying for Euro 24 when they were knocked out in a penalty shootout against who? Who knocked Wales out? You lived in Wales at this time.
I don't watch qualifiers. I just don't. I watch the tournament. I don't watch all the build-up beforehand.
No, actually, no, you weren't. Yeah. It was a big game for Wales, but they get knocked out. I didn't think I needed this many questions.
The team that beat them, are they in the Euros this year?
Yes. Well, obviously, because they knocked Wales out in the playoffs.
Did you say no? Actually, I'll wait for Jathan.
I'll go with my answer I gave earlier. Slovenia.
Close. It is Eastern Europe, but no. To steal,
Can
Josh.
I steal?
Yeah.
So it was penalty shootout, wasn't it?
You Googled it, haven't you, cheat?
No, I haven't Googled. No, I haven't Googled it because I remember watching this because it was on Bench Warmers posted about it. If I'm not mistaken, what's his name? Dan James missed a penalty. The rest of them scored all 5 of them, and if I'm not mistaken, it was Poland who beat them.
Josh is correct.
Would not have known that.
Well done. That's 3 points for Josh. With 3 questions left, so well done. Should we give Javen a chance to join you in the round?
A double or nothing.
Well, no, you have to see. Josh needs to get them all right consecutively up to the final round.
That is very true.
So see how far he gets.
And then when it gets wrong,
I'll come in if Josh falters.
Right. Okay. So Josh is in the round of 16, and this round is more or less. So let me just get it off my wonderful app. So Josh, we have Adrien Silva with 4 appearances at the Euros. Has Andrea Pirlo made more or less appearances?
Then Silva.
Adrien Silva of Portugal.
The striker who played in the Bundesliga. Yeah.
No.
Didn't he play in the Bundesliga? Adrien Silva at one stage, Portuguese striker. I'm pretty sure he did. Or was it the French league? I can't remember.
No, Adrien Silva was a Portuguese.
Okay, so did he make more appearances than Pirlo? Blimey. Goodness gracious. Okay.
There is a time limit to this, but it's gone already. So
I would go with Adrien Silva played more for Portugal in Ronaldo's prime years. Blimey man. Oh, okay. That's a really tough one, I feel like it's going to be a scuffed question and that Adrien Silva has actually played more than Pirlo. It's going to be a shocker. I'm going to go with was it more for Adrien? Was it Silva has played more than Pirlo?
Incorrect. I actually made a mistake. I told you that he four times. And he still thought Pirlo had played less. No, you're wrong. So that means Javen needs to get one of these last 3 questions right to join you in the round of 16. So, what is Albert Stadium? A transport service or a mascot? What is Albert? Is it a stadium, a transport service, or a mascot?
So confused by that question then. You thought, what is Albert Stadium?
I
think you gave away the answer there. Is it a stadium?
Listen.
Is it a stadium?
No, it's a mascot.
No, that's not right. Okay, you have to ask me another question.
Yeah, you get another question.
I actually went for that based on
you get another question. Okay.
What is Albert Stadium?
I know.
Is it the stadium?
What is Albert Stadium?
What a riveting question that is, Jed. I wonder what the answer is.
Right. So, which Real Madrid player has been picked by Gareth Southgate to go to Germany? You should get this.
Ooh, I wonder who that could be.
What is Albert Stadium?
Is it Jude Bellingham?
Right, it is Jude Bellingham. So now you're both in the round of 16. Well done.
No surprises.
Right, so let's try again at this more or less. You can buzz in if you know, if you want to say. So just say your name and I'll choose you, and whoever gets it right gets through. So Alexander Kalinko has Hannes Hansen made more or less appearances in the Euros. So that's Alexander Kalinko. I think he's Russian.
He sounds.
And Hannes Haldarsson. Oh no, it's saves. Sorry. So he's made 26 saves, Kolinska. And Haldarsson is the Iceland keeper.
Okay.
As that the Iceland keeper made more than 26 saves in the Euros.
Who are you asking?
Are
you asking?
What? Sorry, you can buzz in.
Buzz in. Okay.
Josh buzzed in.
Well, I already said first. I just said more.
You are correct. Well done.
Dear.
That means Josh moves on, unless you want to have like best of three again.
I don't mind. We'll just go until we get to the final.
Lillian Thuram.
I got the last one correct. Why am I suddenly not in the
So you can buzz in. So Lillian Thuram has had 16 appearances. Has João Moutinho had more or less?
Well, can I just buzz in?
Yeah, buzz.
More for Moutinho?
You're correct again. You need to buzz in quicker, Jave. So that's 2-0 to Josh. He needs one more.
I can barely make out what you're saying, mate.
Sorry. Darren Randolph has had 14 saves. Has Manuel Neuer made more or less saves?
This is more.
I'd say less.
No, he's made 30. He's made way more. So that's 2-1 to Josh. Right. So has Thomas Sorensen made more or less saves than Manuel Neuer?
This is less.
Let's see if it's
more.
Correct. Denmark keeper. No. James correct again. So it's 2-2. This is the tiebreaker on. Has Diego Bonaglio made more or less saves? He's the Swiss keeper than Thomas Sorensen.
That's
more.
it.
More. James getting good at this game. No, he's made less. So Josh is winning 3-2.
There we go.
Best of 5. You thought you nearly go into it. Right, okay.
So does Josh win the tournament?
No, Josh is on to the next round now. So he's in the quarterfinals. There's 2 more stages, so there's plenty of time.
Okay.
This is true or false, but I can't be asked to do that. So I'm really back to Euro 2020 questions. So Josh, you have to get all these right there.
Okay, that's fine.
So Euro 2020 was unique because it was hosted across multiple countries. How many cities hosted matches?
In 2020?
Yeah.
Oh, my life.
How many cities?
Across the whole tournament?
Yeah.
All right. How am I supposed to know this? 15.
Incorrect. It's 11, including 2. Okay. Right, you're close there. Right, okay, so we go back to Javen on the more or less. You need one more, Jave, and you can join him. But if you get it wrong, we'll go back to Josh. Okay, so has Bernard Lehmer, who's made 6 appearances, has Anders Svensson made more or less? He's a Swedish midfielder. I don't know who Bernard Lehmer is.
Pure guess, more.
Correct, 9 appearances. So you're with Josh on the Euro 20. So second question will go to Javen. I didn't read the answer right there. Which former Manchester City manager was manager of the Italian national team during Euro 2020? This is Rose.
Oh, this is.
It's your answer anyway, Javen.
Sorry, I wasn't sure who was buzzing in. I thought we were on the same.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, no, go on. This is a buzzing round, so either you can answer. You're buzzed in.
Roberto Mancini.
Correct. So that's Javen's got 1 point. Next question, and this is for Josh or Javen. Which team did Italy defeat in the final of Euro 2020?
England.
I buzzed.
I'll give you both a point for that. So it's 2-1 to Javen. Right.
We're not buzzing anymore, Josh.
I haven't buzzed since the beginning.
You can just shout it out then. I know you are. So, which GD was the Italian player of the tournament at Euro 2020?
Gianluigi Donnarumma.
January. Yeah.
Do you have whatever his name
That's one,
is?
2-2. So, next question. Which stadium hosted the Euro 2020 final?
Wembley.
Wembley? Oh,
Yeah,
that was
Javen
close.
got that one. Is that 3-2 to Javen now then?
No, he's joined me because I went one ahead, didn't I?
No, you drew level
Was it?
with me.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I think James wins 3-2. So, next question. Which English player scored the opening goal in the final of Euro 2020?
Sure.
Luke Shaw.
I think James was just about ahead there. 4-2.
I want VAR on this.
Player who would sign for Manchester United at the end of the summer of 2021 was the top scorer of Euro 2020 or Euro
Sorry, can you repeat
2021.
the question? Sorry, you cut off for me.
Which player who would sign for Manchester United at the end of the summer of 2021 was the top scorer of Euro 2020, which was played in 2021?
Oh man, that's a good question. That is a very good question.
But he joined Man United or he didn't?
Yeah, he joined United like 6 months after the Euros.
Oh, Ronaldo.
Yeah, correct. So that's 4-3 to Javen. Josh coming back.
He was the top
Ronaldo.
scorer. Euro 20.
Ronaldo, yeah.
Yeah, Ronaldo was top scorer.
Wow.
And then he joined Man United.
He had a better tournament than he did in 2016 and didn't win it.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
That's a good question.
So which Danish player collapsed on the pitch during
Christian Eriksen.
Oh, that's good. Gosh.
That's 4-4. Who scored the decisive penalty for Italy in the final shootout against England?
Oh man, flipping heck.
Well, we should all know it.
Oh, Jorginho.
Correct. Oh, and Josh storms to the lead. He's 5-4 now. But this is a question for Jabin. Which Scottish player scored a long-range goal against Croatia in the group stage? You get this, Jabin? Big Scotsman.
I remember the goal, but I don't remember the score.
Just saying a Scottish accent.
John
Who would have
McGinn.
scored? Try again.
Scott McTominay.
Can Josh jump in? Just you can keep saying names, to be fair.
Tavernier. No, sorry, he's English. He plays for Celtic. No, sorry, I'm stupid. He plays for a Scottish team. McGregor?
Yes, well done.
Was it? No way, what a guess.
Alan McGregor. Wow. So Josh is 6-4 in the lead.
That was just a pure guess.
Okay. Who was the manager of the England national team during Euro 2020?
Southgate.
Yeah, Jamie got that. 6-5. Which Welsh player scored in their 2-0 victory over Turkey in the group stage?
Gareth Bale.
No, he retired.
I have no
sorry,
idea.
when was this? Sorry?
When they won 2-0 over Turkey in the group stage. Still Euro 2020.
Oh, Euro 2020. Well, Robson Kanu was before then. That was the previous tournament. So I don't think he was even playing for them. Was it Dan? Sorry, Welsh, did you say?
Nico Williams.
I was going to say Dan James.
No.
Oh, man. Which Welsh player? Oh, mate, I'm going to be honest. I don't have a clue.
Still, Jay?
That's my final answer.
No one. There's only so many Welsh players.
I can't think of that many.
There's 11 of them.
Have you not said this guy? He's a big player.
I can't remember.
He played for Arsenal.
What, Wilshire? No, he's English.
I've said Ramsey a few times now.
Oh, you said it. Okay, James. You say Ramsey.
I said Ramsey. You were staring at me like. I was like,
6-4.
I said, "Is it Ramsey?"
Yeah, I
even
thought
heard
you said I was sure. Okay. Which Spanish player missed a crucial penalty in the semi-final shootout against Italy?
Which Spaniard did you say?
Yeah, which Spaniard missed the penalty?
Morata?
Correct. Well done. 7-6. Which GC was the captain? Which Grand Champion was captain of the Italian national team during Euro 2020?
I think that was Chiellini, wasn't it?
Correct. Josh gets again. Wait, how many? 7-6 to Josh.
I got 2 correct answers in a row.
Okay, I think Josh has won then. For consolation, Pedro Gonzalez Lopez won the Young Player of the Tournament award at Euro 2020. What name is he simply better known as? Pedro Gonzalez Lopez.
What, the Portuguese player?
He's not Portuguese.
Is he not? Oh, the goal. No, I'm thinking of a goalkeeper.
He's Spanish.
Spanish.
I don't know.
Pedro Gonzalez Lopez.
I don't know.
Pedri.
Pedri. Yeah.
Josh is through to the next round anyway.
No, it doesn't matter.
He's left Javen in the dust again, but right. Oh, this is a head-to-head one anyway. Okay. We'll just say Josh won that round. This, I feel like you both should do this one.
Okay.
Do you want to work together for this? Which is actually no. We'll do a head-to-head first. Oh no, go on. You work together, right? So we'll do top 10 of the last 10 winners of the Euros. It's quite a straightforward one, and you can go one each before the final.
Okay. Last winners of the Euros.
You go against each other for the final, but this one you can work together if you want. You get 3 live.
Last winners.
No Googling.
What is in like winners of the finals of like previous tournaments? Okay, well we've got
So we're just gonna name them now.
just name countries that have won it. Okay, so
and you get if you get it wrong 3 times.
Do we have to say the year that they won?
Just
Or...
No, we'll just go back. So obviously Italy won the last tournament. Then before that, but before that was Portugal, wasn't it? Because Eder scored the final against France.
Portugal 2016, yeah. So that's 3.
Spain won it in 2012.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, they won it before as well. They did a double.
Yeah.
In 2008. Yeah. So
then
is that still 3 though? Because we've only mentioned 3 countries.
Yeah, so that's your top 3. You've got 7.
Grief.
Greece won it in 2004.
Yeah.
Cool.
If I'm not mistaken, France won it in 2000 after they won the World Cup in 98.
That's 5. This is the tough now. The 5
Oh man.
We need another 5, do we?
Yeah.
I feel like Germany got one in the 90s, but it's which 90s? Was it 96? Germany 90?
Yeah. Germany's 96, is that right?
Well, technically, there have only been 10 teams, unless we're counting West Germany as a different team. But I'll give you Germany.
Okay,
that was 96.
Oh man,
Germany won it in 96, and West Germany won it in 80 and 72.
Who else have won it? So West Germany. I recall looking back at that and seeing them have winning it. Who else won the Euros? Oh man, that's a really tough one.
Not many big teams.
4 left.
That's a really tough one.
Surely
the Netherlands have won it. Surely.
Yeah, Netherlands won it in 1988, but there was a team in 1992 before Germany.
Man, okay.
It was a shock, honestly.
I don't think Hungary ever won it with Puskas, because I think that was before the tournament even started. That's a tough one. Grief, how many teams you got left?
Well, you've got we've got Belgium, Austria, Croatia, Poland.
I'll give you a clue. 2 of the countries don't exist anymore. That's a huge. I'm not counting. What did you say?
Yeah. I never said nothing.
What did you say, Javen?
Yugoslavia.
No.
I would have said
other countries don't exist anymore in Europe.
The Soviet Union.
Yes, correct. That's one. You've got 2 left. Soviet Union was the first team to win it.
Really? Oh, blimey. Then
it was the Soviet Union
team.
Spain, then Italy, then West Germany.
What's it called? The 2 countries that are now separate, but they've got 2 separate names, but they used to be a whole one name.
Bosnia.
No, but they're both Euros as well.
Czechoslovakia.
That's it. Yeah, Czechoslovakia. That's it. Yeah.
There's 1 team left, and they won it in 1992, and it was a shock win.
Blimey. Grief, this could be anyone. Are we talking Nordic countries? Are we talking like no, well, not Portugal, because we had those, haven't we?
Finland.
It is Scandinavian.
Sweden.
Actually, hang on a second, wasn't
You lost them.
hang on, I've just
You lost
didn't
them. These are your live shouting them out.
Denmark.
didn't
Yeah,
Denmark
they've done
with
it.
I named every single one but Denmark.
didn't Laudrup win it with them?
Yeah, Laudrup.
Yeah, 40 did, yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
Well done,
Awesome.
guys. That's one work together before the final, which you've got to go against each other. Of how many can you name? Your Euros captains.
Okay, of all time. Of all time.
Wait,
What
what do you want us to do?
Euros captains.
Name. Shall I just give you Euros captains, or shall I do the winners? You can't name very many.
Okay.
Let me just double check.
Shall we just do it for this tournament?
Yeah, captains of this tournament then.
Or do you want to just do it 2020 or just any of them?
Yeah, this tournament, 24 countries. Out of how many can you name in 30 seconds?
Oh man.
So how are we doing it? Is you asking one of us first, or are we both just going for it?
Wants to start? Javen, you can start. How many you can name?
Okay. Cristiano Ronaldo.
No. I'll go on then. Keep naming them until
I don't understand what you're trying to get me to do. You want me to name captain?
There's two ways of playing this game. You can name each, or you can say how many you can name, and then the other person calls says cap.
Well, I get what you're trying to say now.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't explain that very well.
I have watched videos where they do this.
Yeah,
right?
So you've got to name how many you can say. Right.
So you're actually saying
name one.
How many can you name? How many do you think you can name? Give me a number. Don't say the names. Give me a number.
Yes. Give me a number, and then Josh is going to go over you or say you're lying.
Okay, 4.
4. That's good. It's starting low. Josh, can you go
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with a 5.
Shall I say from Euro 2020?
Oh my days, Jed. We're doing this tournament. It's fine.
Last tournament.
Oh.
No, you said about this tournament.
I don't know the captains. I haven't got the access to that.
Why are you asking us then?
Because I haven't got it. It doesn't say this year's.
You're asking us the team captains from 4 years ago.
Yes, because I haven't got a list for this.
I even remember what countries were in it 4 years ago.
There we go.
Oh dear.
Are we actually doing Euro 2020? Is that final?
Yes. Apparently.
Okay, so and am I correct in thinking so? Say Josh says a number, and I think there's no way he knows that many. I then say lie, right?
Yes.
And then Josh has to prove me wrong by saying how many.
It makes it a bit more difficult as well because I'm like,
okay, 2.
2.
I still reckon I could name 5.
Lie.
He's lying already.
Fair enough.
Euro 2020 without Google.
Let me just get the stopwatch up. Or do you want to time him, Javen? So there's no cheating. Yeah, Javen, you time him.
I'm against Josh. How would I be the one?
Were you the co-host?
No, Jed, you're the one hosting the quiz.
All right, okay. I'll get the stopwatch up.
Ow, smack my arm off the desk.
You're giving Josh so much time to think. This is so unfair. Hang on.
Sorry, 30 seconds.
Thinking about all these different captains. He should be going right now. I've really not got the clock set up.
No, he's had plenty of time. 30 seconds. Go.
Okay. Ronaldo, of course, captain Portugal. Lewandowski, captain Poland. Gareth Bale, captain Wales because they were in it. Harry Kane, captained England. Robertson for Scotland.
Yeah.
We talked about Chiellini earlier. Chiellini captained Italy, so that's another one. Modric, captained Croatia.
Oh, well done. You got 7. That's 7 points. How many can you?
When you're given that,
how many can you name, James? Because he's won.
When you've got that much time to think.
I expected that to go higher and higher, but you were just like, cap, Josh.
Right, guys, we'll wrap up the episode there then for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we will catch you on the next episode. Bye-bye.